Good afternoon, this is Shaman Oracle reading for the sign of Cancer. Before I start Cancer, I like to explain the new card decks. We have on the left the Wild Offering Oracle card. It is a short message for the day you receive this message. The Moonology Oracle cards is a deck that has different moon cycles, the new moon, the full moon, and special moon cards. And each zodiac is assigned a new moon card and a full moon card. Then we come to the Celtic Plant Oracle card, which is in German, and I translated everything in English. And then we have the Celtic Shamans pack, which is a bit unusual because it teaches us the mythology of the Celtic people with sometimes strange names and strange occurrences. Okay? So, Cancer, let me start. The Wild Offering card is called Patience. And the card says, if you have tried forever to shift a problem, there is probably something to learn from embracing it. Say, may I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust that every need will be met. Often change soon follows. The Moonology card is the new moon in Capricorn. So it is a new moon zodiac card. And the card is saying your hard work is paying off. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally, Cancer. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you are unhappy in your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years' time. That will inform your best course of action now, so think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests a time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is you want to achieve. Attune to the moon, make a proper plan, and execute it well. Additional meaning of this card is you need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. A very good omen for your study or teaching is the card, and don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling towards you. The teaching of this card is that Capricorn is the sign of ambition and hard work, and the energy is solid and rigid. The new moon in Capricorn is a powerful lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make a list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions, and intentions for the year ahead. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to, Cancer. The Celtic Plant Oracle card Filipendula is also known as Meadow Sweet, and sometimes called Queen of the Forest and Queen of the Prairie. It is a common wildflower of the countryside, found in damp meadows, near streams, and on roadsides during the summertime. Meadow Sweet is known in Irish as Erget Luacra, meaning rush silver. Perhaps the name was given to the plant from its leaves, which are silvery green underneath, and the fact that the herb grows in damp areas. Meadow Sweet was considered a sacred herb in ancient Celtic rituals. The plant contains salicylic acid, one of the main ingredients for aspirin. The old name of the plant was Spirea ulmaria, from which aspirin derives its name. Meadow Sweet is mainly used to relieve pain. It is suitable as a diuretic, being useful for kidney and bladder complaints such as cystitis. Since it contains mucilage, it is ideal for problems concerning the stomach lining, gastritis, ulcers, hiatus hernia, and so forth. It also reduces stomach acidity and is good for rheumatic conditions, and it rids the body of excess uric acid. The meadow sweet symbolizes happiness, peace, and protection. The Druids considered the plant as very sacred. It stood for healing as a power medicine. Meadow Sweet was a celebrated herb in Celtic times, presenting the flower bride, otherwise known as Plodowed, the maiden aspect of the triple goddess. This gentle flower was used to attract love, peace, and happiness, and was especially popular in love spells and potions. Meadow Sweet is also considered an herb of Jupiter and is useful to decorate the altar during love spells. Meadow Sweet was one of the three herbs held to be most sacred by the Celtic Druids and was used to flavor meat, hence its folk name, meat wort. As medicine, it was believed to be able to dry out the body and stop bleeding, vomiting, diarrhea, and excessive menstruation. Also, it was used as a pain reliever, such as headaches. The Celtics also used meadowsweet for dyes. They could create yellow, green, pink, and black dyes. The flower has the fragrance of vanilla, and it was used on dance floors and for romantic get-togethers. The Celtic Shaman's pack card now comes, and it is called Salmon with a hazelnut in its mouth. It's about a story of a fish and a totem beast of all totem beasts, namely the salmon, and is perhaps the most magical one of all the totem beasts that the Celtics know. It represents the sum total of the shaman's quest for knowledge, for within the hazelnut in its mouth is contained an entire microcosm. The salmon's yearly spawning, in which it travels thousands of miles across oceans to breed in the river which once gave life to it, is a paradigm of the shaman's journey, which takes him through the great depths and heights of the cosmos in quest of his true self. The struggle of the salmon shows how difficult this can be and how risky such a struggle is if it is undertaken too lightly. This card implies great magical and inspirational qualities. The lore of the card is that the salmon of wisdom is one of the prime totems of the Celtic world. It is one of the oldest animals whose memory is proverbial, going back to the roots of creation itself. All that has ever happened is retained in the salmon's memory. In the story of Kulvich and Olwen, it is imperative that the divine youth, Mabon, is liberated from his place of imprisonment. No one knows where, when, or why Mabon was imprisoned. The seekers inquire of many animals, each of which sends them on to another beast or bird. The blackbird, the stag, the owl and the eagle. Last in line is the salmon, the oldest, who has heard the rumor of Mabon's anguish of Kerlow. It bears the seekers on its back and helps them bring Mabon out. Why was memory so important? The Celts depended upon an oral culture in which all information, mystical empowerment, and lore was retained by the mind of the shamanic bard or poet. Tradition was handed down by oral recitation, by the transmission of teacher to pupil in the seeding embers. The oracle of season, because ember seeds are mystical seeds that grow on ember trees during winter. They ignite when cracked open, and they can be used to light torches, burn shrubs, and cause enemies to spontaneously combust. And just as the Celtic people were a people who returned to their source and kept faith with it, so too did these rainbow-speckled fish seek their source on their yearly journey. Tradition was the vital quarry of all shamans, and the quest for the salmon of wisdom became one of the prime shamanic stories. It is related of Fionn Mac Comhail that he came to Finneasis, the druid, to be taught. Finneasis had just caught a salmon of wisdom and was about to roast it over a fire. He told Fionn to watch the fish and make sure it did not burn, and in so doing lost his chance of assessing all wisdom, because hot liquid splashed from the fish onto Fionn's finger, causing him pain, and he put his finger in his mouth to cool it down. From then on, Fionn only needed to put that finger in his mouth and instantly recalled all that has happened. The card represents the depth and richness of the shaman's personal quest, which is indeed as rich and full of essential goodness as the magical flesh of the salmon itself. Take a journey relating to the card's message. Cancer. Close your eyes and see yourself sitting outdoors by the side of a deep and swiftly flowing river. A fire of richly scented woods burns before you, and a tripod is set above the flames, from which hangs a shallow bronze bowl containing a mighty, fresh-caught salmon, cooking in its own juices. After a time it is ready to eat, and you cut a sufficient portion from the great fish and load your plate with it. Eat slowly and savor every mouthful. As you eat, become aware of all the wondrous wisdom that comes with that creature. Turn now and look towards the river. In its depths you see a new salmon, reborn of the deeply flowing water from the well of Segais. In its mouth it carries a nut of wisdom, which, when cracked, contains within it the magical substance of the shaman's visionary universe. Eating and watching, you feel yourself part of that world, and you know that whenever you taste the flesh of the salmon again, you will remember these things, and you feel that now you are a part of them. So, what a story that was, right, Cancer? Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming by. I hope you somewhat liked the stories that I talked about here from the cards messages. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I hope you come back next time when I have another reading for the sign of Cancer. Goodbye.